Koskinen Stadium on this brilliant night on the pitch. And off we go with UNCW corralling it first. This way it comes for Vagoda. Feathers one on ahead, trying to make a run, and the Blue Devils trying to wall it off there as it comes back to Cameron Roller. A little bit of traffic, but then Roller trying to force it out of there. This is what Robbie Church wanted to see for the Blue Devils. Wanted to see those short, crisper passes. Blue Devils really trying to work it a little bit more here as the Blue Devils trying to pick up their second victory of the season. Talked with Coach Church prior to the match, and one of the things he really said was he's been really pleased with this group all the way going back since day one when they first started training together. Has been really pleased with what he's seen from this group in terms of their training sessions. They've been excellent with their time, their energy, passion, and work rate, really going back to the spring. And Duke looking for a bit of a bounce-back season from a year ago. They went 6-7-3 and missed the NCAA tournament. And Robbie Church talking about how that's not how this program is. It's not who they are, he said, and trying to make a return to the postseason and trying to get off on the home side of things to a good start here tonight. Raider plays one on ahead where Walters was making a run into the box, and UNCW able to get back. Haas keeping it on her boot, looking for Raider perhaps at the top of the 18-yard box, and that one ushered aside. It'll stay with the Blue Devils here. We played about a minute and a half of this opening period from Koskinen Stadium on Duke's West Campus. Comes in the middle now for Maggie Graham. Back this way for Bieber. Into the box. Walters keeps it alive. Now on that touchline, Duke looking for a lane going across in front. And just off the boot there of Graham, who couldn't quite get it. A whiff there as UNCW up the near side. Here come the Seahawks making a bit of a push. It's Emily Balblis, but the Blue Devils win the possession. Here comes Duke the other way now. Oliaro plays one on ahead, knocked down nicely, but that's off the body there of Pearson, and it will stay with Duke, and they're attacking third. Oliaro to toss it in. Play to the middle. Back it comes for Bieber. Bieber tried to insert one there. Back it comes for Oliaro. Bieber flips one wide of the net. Morgan Hobbs in goal for UNCW tonight. Already 11 saves on the season. The redshirt sophomore from California had her first career clean sheet against Coastal Carolina. And talking with head coach Chris Neal prior to the match, he really just praised Hobbs. Said she's doing great. He's had some really big saves. Transfer from Kansas State, who played some for UNCW this past spring and really got acclimated to the program and has been great for UNCW, a team that is allowing about 11.5 shots per game. The gear there to take it away. Works it back for Roller. And Duke will start to build the attack here with Chico. Nikki Chico, one of the captains for the Blue Devils this season. For another one of the captains there, Maggie Graham. Now into the middle. It's Kat Rader. Oh, a great move there in the midfield by Rader. And now she, again, will find a teammate there on the wing. That's, as we mentioned, the Blue Devils want to have smaller passes. Want to play quicker in this final third. See if the Blue Devils can achieve that here tonight. Still kind of in that filling out process here. One shot for the Blue Devils. It was not on target, but Duke nonetheless is still on the attack here. Flipped in. Oh, a dangerous ball there, and UNCW trying to clear. Here's Laguerre fighting for it for the Blue Devils, and Laguerre trying to take it away there from UNCW. She does win the possession, and Laguerre now toward the middle, and Walters. The Santa Clara transfer here for B-Bar, and that one chipped wide. So a couple of looks at it here for B-Bar and the Blue Devils, but nothing on target. It was tipped, so Duke will get the first set-piece opportunity of the night. A corner kick for the Blue Devils which will be their 7th of the year. It'll be Bebar to take the corner, playing in her 50th career game tonight. The Harvard transfer who played in 47 matches for the Crimson, 45 starts over 3 years with 17 goals and 59 points. That one to the back post and leaping up to make the save is Hobbs. Blue Devils had a couple of great services earlier in the year that led to a couple of goals, a couple of set-piece opportunities. Good balls played through to the back post, and that one, another great opportunity, but give Hobbs a lot of credit for making the save. This is a UNCW team that's still trying to figure out maybe the identity a little bit. Talking with Coach Neal, he said, you know, they're going to have a lot of different players who have scored. And it's a team that already has 7 different players that have had a point so far on the score sheet. They're not going to be dominated by one primary goal scorer, but a team effort. And trying to have a team defensive effort here. Walters with it for the Blue Devils, drawing some attention. Back to the midfield and trying to flip one on for Rader, who is yet to score a goal for Duke in her campaign here for the Blue Devils. Her junior campaign for Robbie Church's club. This way it comes for Graham to the middle now. Oh, a good ball inside, and Rader, missed that one. Might have been touched there. The Blue Devils keep it. Rader with the header, and that goes begging. It'll stay with Duke here. A couple of great opportunities for Duke. There's a ball into the box. Settled. And the offside flag goes up, and the Blue Devils whistled for the first offside of the contest. Boy, a couple of nifty opportunities there for the Blue Devils. Unable to capitalize as Cad Rader there in the box. We were talking with Coach Church about Cad Rader and really talked about how much better she is playing this year, defending better, and said that the goals are going to come. It's only really a matter of time. Throw in here for UNCW. That one pinballs around, and the Blue Devils win that 50-50 ball. A lot of the action has been played on this attacking third of the field for Duke in the first part of this opening half. Oliaro spinning away from a defender. Back toward the midfield. Bebar flips it on ahead. Now that ball toward the top of the box, off her line, and an opportunity here goes high as Hobbs came off the line, tried to make an aggressive play, and the Blue Devils couldn't quite bang that one home, and we'll get a stoppage here for an injured Seahawk. Everyone appears to be okay. I believe that was Trudowitz, the rookie, who is all good. Trudowitz. Oh, maybe a bit of a miss hit there. It comes up this near touchline by the Duke technical area. And trying to get past the Blue Devils there was Parker, the junior out of Wake Forest. One of 15 players on this Seahawk roster that calls the Old North State home. Nikki Chico. Now Bebar playing it forward for the Blue Devils. Here comes Duke in the midfield. Rader again. Rader gets it right back. Oh, just a bit off of her toe there. And it goes back where it's almost cleared by Katie Groff. And then taken right back away by the Blue Devils. Hannah Bebar working very hard for the Blue Devils in the midfield tonight. Coach Church said she's probably one of, if not the best player on the field for Duke this evening. Finished her Harvard career 11th in program history and career points. 3-time Club All-America coming out of Illinois. Rader spinning. Bebar flips it on ahead now, right back for Rader. Couldn't corral it. 50-50 ball one for the moment by the Seahawks, and then Groff trying to keep it in this attacking third for the Blue Devils, and does. Trying to track it down. Oliaro does save it. Right in front. Nobody home initially. And then the rebound chance goes wide. Graham had a look at it but couldn't knock it home. The 5th shot for the Blue Devils here tonight. And Duke has been all around the goal but not yet been able to put anything through. As we've played just over the first 10 minutes. And still nothing from Koskinen Stadium. Hobbs puts it in play. And a throw in here for Duke. This way, Oliaro. Sidestepping one defender, trying to play it back for Graham. But a nice defensive play there by the Seahawks to win the possession. Maybe too much of a telegraphed pass there. You know, we were talking with Coach Neal about just kind of the strategy of coming in today. Said, you know, it's going to be more of a conservative effort, if you will. They want to defend their penalty box very well. Said he knew he was going to have to concede some things. We'll concede maybe those shots from distance that we'll see from the Blue Devils and some wide space, but do not want to concede the most dangerous space. They've done a good job of, even though Duke has gotten into the box, not allowing the Blue Devils to score just yet, as that shot to the near post goes missing from Parker. Freeman facing her first moderate test of the evening, and she will prepare to clear this one for the Blue Devils. First of 5 consecutive home matches for Duke. The Blue Devils continue here on Sunday against Tennessee for a non-conference game against North Carolina, East Tennessee State, and Missouri, all coming to Koskinen Stadium before Duke opens up Atlantic Coast Conference play. Groff. Back for Rader in the middle. Graham touches one right back, looking for Rader, couldn't get it to her, and a nice play in the midfield by Baubliss. Right back to Parker. Seems like UNCW trying to play through Parker a little bit tonight, who has 1 goal and a couple of assists already this season for the Seahawks. Jumbled up in the middle there. Trying to reverse it. Seahawks do. It comes for Abby Pearson. A Sparta, New Jersey native. Turned over. Rader again in the middle. Plays it on ahead, looking for Walters. Again, off her line is Hobbs, and out to make the diving stop. Headed down, and our first whistle of the night. Foul there going against Pearson. Blue Devils keep it. Pretty clean game to that point. Took, what, almost 14 minutes for us to get our first foul of the contest. Oliaro headed down. Back it comes for Graham. Plays it for B-Bar. Now right back through the box, and then hops over the boot of Graham, and another goal kick coming here for the Seahawks. It was interesting. You look at historically, obviously, this Blue Devil program has been tremendous. A 4th-round NCAA tournament appearance a couple of years ago, going 15-5-3 in 2022. Back-to-back years where the Blue Devils were right on the precipice of getting to the College Cup in 2021 and 2022, and then, as we documented, missing the postseason last year. Coach Church, when we talked to Robbie earlier this week, really talked about how the Blue Devils used that as motivation as they got back together after the season last year. And it's kind of been the underlying theme during the offseason, and now are back and ready to go. Had a tough start, that 1-0 loss at Ohio State. Duke shut out in a season opener for the first time since 2017. It worked out okay for the Blue Devils. They then won 19 consecutive matches and went to the College Cup. Duke hoping for a similar fate here this year. And they've got certainly the pieces to do it with Bebar, Walters, and Rader all named to the United Soccer Coaches watch list in the preseason. And a lot back for the Blue Devils from last year's team. 17 letter winners and 10 starters. Return players who scored 13 of their 15 goals from last year. Played ahead. Rader trying to track it down. Comes right back to Rader. Goes through one defender looking for another, and then Hobbs comes out and dives on that one. So Hobbs has been active back there for the Seahawks already tonight. About 16 minutes into this one, and what is a game that in terms of possession has really been dominated by Duke. Very few opportunities for UNCW tonight. They had that one, not even really a half chance with Parker a few moments ago. Freeman not really tested at all. UNCW has just one shot. They're being outshot 5-1. And that's kind of the odd thing about that season opening loss for the Blue Devils as well. They were tremendous in terms of the shots against Ohio State. That one feathered through and then cleared out by the Seahawks. Aguirre didn't get a lot on that one. It comes back for Rader, who misses. Another opportunity there for the Blue Devils. And we're talking in that as the Blue Devils making another run this way for Oliaro, looking for an angle to cross, and again Hobbs makes the play there. But back to that season opener for Duke, in which they lost to Ohio State 1-0. They actually outshot Ohio State 21-9 in that contest, including a 15-6 edge in the second period. So the Blue Devils did a lot of things well, but then they certainly found a way to bounce back, beating Nebraska the next time out on the road 3-0. Back again to the Blue Devils. And Duke had the ball at 60% of the time against Ohio State. But even though they had those 21 shots to 9 for Ohio State, Robbie Church said his team was not very dangerous with those shots. They were pretty impatient, but they grew from that. As we talked about earlier, those smaller, quicker passes. Wanted to be more dangerous in that final third. Blue Devils have certainly gotten the ball into the final third a number of times this evening, but have not been able to capitalize. They've only had one shot on goal, 7 shots overall, just one on frame so far. That one deflects, rolls, B-bar through the middle. At the top of the 18-yard box, it pinballs around, and the Seahawks unable to clear. Here's Graham. Graham on ahead, Rader, and couldn't get it to go. Went to that far post and just missed. Another opportunity for the Blue Devils goes begging. And the crowd here at Koskinen on this muggy evening certainly wanted that one. A sigh of relief for the Seahawks as Rader missed that far post. Settled nicely there by Chico. This way it comes, Oliaro. Turning is Graham, playing it wide. Here comes Groff for Duke. And a nice step through there by UNCW. Seahawks create the turnover. Trying for a bit of a run there was Balbus, but the Blue Devils recovering nicely. Now let's see if the Seahawks can hold on to it a bit. UNCW having a hard time here connecting anything. Once they get possession, Duke has done a very nice job of winning the ball right back, something that Robbie Church talked about that he wanted to see out of his group tonight. Just finding a way to, when they do turn it over, win the possession back. And again, Duke has continued to hold most of the possession on this attacking third here in the first half. No real threat there as Hobbs makes the easy play, and Hobbs trying to settle things down. You can see her taking her palms, pointing down to the turf, saying, okay, calm down a little bit. Hobbs changing course here. And we'll punt this one away. Chico back for Freeman, and the Blue Devils will work through their keeper. Raider on the move. On ahead for Graham, and it goes to Hobbs first, who comes out, makes the stop, and halts all play. An easy turnover there to pick up for Duke. Blue Devils keep it. And we'll get a stoppage here for a hydration break. Just over 22 minutes left in this opening half. 0-0 from Koskinen Stadium on ACC Network Extra. the sun sets on a muggy night in the Bull City. Hydration break here. And it'll be Duke with the possession coming out of the break. Blue Devils have dominated thus far. A 9-1 edge in shots. A 1-0 Duke edge in terms of shots on goal. Blue Devils have been flagged for the one offside. Cat Raider has had 4 shots for Duke tonight and the only shot on target thus far, but have not been able to get anything past the redshirt sophomore Morgan Hobbs, the Kansas State transfer who has performed very well for the Seahawks so far in the early going of this season. Duke with possession, as we mentioned, coming out of this break, and it comes this way for Oliaro. Back for Graham. And then works it all the way back for Nicky Chico. Chico turns, plays it ahead. Oliaro comes out of there with it. Chris Neal wanting his team to get out a little further defensively here and try to negate this Duke attack. Groff. Walters trying to get it there on that ball that was inserted. It'll stay with the Blue Devils. Duke wanted to foul there, didn't get the call. Oliaro now outside of the box. And then nobody home as Walters making the run there. Couldn't connect on the header right there at the 6-yard box. It'll stay with UNCW here. See if the Seahawks can start to connect some things. You wonder if that timeout for the hydration break came at a good time. Gave UNCW a chance to regroup a little bit. They weathered that opening storm. Blue Devils trying to attack again, and once again the Blue Devils with another turnover force back to UNCW here. Back for Freeman. We might get our first sub of the contest. Duke thinking about it here. And sending some players toward that substitution area. Just over 25 minutes into this one. Final 20 minutes of this opening half here. Good step through, played on ahead. Raider for the Blue Devils. Makes it one defender miss, cuts back. Raider goes down, that'll be a foul. Just a tough foul, no card issued. Vagoda was the culpable party there for the Seahawks. And the Blue Devils will have to restart. I think Minestrello is going to be one of the subs for the Blue Devils. Bailey Brewster will also, I believe, come in. See if Duke can get a strike here from distance or a service in. Raider, straight ahead, headed wide, tall. Another missed chance perhaps there for Duke on a good ball in by Raider. And here comes a new quartet of Blue Devils. Devin Lynch is in. Brewster, as we mentioned. Julia Sonacheva also in for the Blue Devils, a transfer from UCLA. And Mia Minestrella, the second-year Blue Devil. So a new quartet in for the final 18-plus minutes of this one. And talking about the transfers for Duke, boy, the Blue Devils really praising the work of their transfers. Those 4 transfers that came in during the offseason for Duke combined to play in 141 matches entering action tonight, starting 132 of them with 48 goals, 42 assists, and 138 career points. And they have assimilated here to the culture very nicely. Robbie Church just singing their praises in our conversation earlier this week. And right there is Hobbs again to make another play on a ball that bended right through. Robbie Church saying that all 4 of the transfers have hit the ground running and said that everybody on his roster has gotten better since last year. So it's a great combination between inserting those transfers and player development as well. Backpedaling, not the way you want to go there for Fry. She'll try to turn and play one ahead for Parker. But Duke claims it. Blue Devils the other way. Into the middle. P-Bar. Sonacheva right back this way. Oliaro makes a nice move. Oliaro, a little dance there as it comes to B-Bar. Drops it down for Lynch. In the middle, nobody home, and the Seahawks just getting out of harm's way. Brewster wins the possession nicely for Duke. Throw in here coming for the Seahawks. Truderwitz to toss it in out of Virginia Beach, Virginia. This is Ava who plays it for the Seahawks. Laguerre straight ahead. Maybe a little bit too much pace on that. B-Bar has been dangerous for Duke so far in the first half. And a foul. And an opportunity, a golden chance for the Blue Devils as that foul occurs right in the box. So Duke will have the penalty kick opportunity. The first PK of the season for the Blue Devils. Raider will take it. Trying to give the Blue Devils the first goal of the match. Raider against Hobbs. And the Blue Devils are on the board first. First of the year for the junior, Cat Raider.
All right, Blue Devil fans, it's time to look up. It's time for the
Off the penalty kick, the Blue Devils finally breaking through. Duke had outshot UNCW 11-1. And on the penalty kick, they create the opportunity and get the goal. And I'm sure for Raider, probably feels good to get that first one out of the way. Has had numerous chances this year, including tonight. And Raider, who missed the far post earlier, gets the penalty kick goal there and gives the Blue Devils a 1-0 advantage as we approach the final 15 minutes of this opening half here at Koskinen Stadium in Durham. Raider waits back, and now here comes Duke. Here's Brewster for the Blue Devils. Oliaro to the middle now. B-Bar directly in. Lynch saves it. And Hobbs with the save.
That Blue Devil goal was scored by number 2, Cat Raider.
50-50 ball headed nicely by Oliaro. And now the Blue Devils with it. Minestrella trying to track it down. Oh, a good slide play there by Sophia Zinn, the redshirt junior, the Louisville transfer. But it's the Blue Devils who will win the corner, their second of the night. And it's B-Bar who will take the corner for Duke. B-Bar ready. See if she goes to that back post again. Service in. Headed and in for the Blue Devils. 2-0 Duke. Cameron Roller with her first of the season.
All right, fans, look up again. It's time for another mini ball call.
B-Bar with her first assist of the year. And Roller off the header. Makes it 2-0. And now really for UNCW, it is time to get something going here from an offensive standpoint. Seahawks down a couple of goals. And how do the Seahawks respond? We're going to find out here. Duke looking for that big third goal here.
UNCW, number 4, Annie Plano, and number 8, Victoria Hankova.
Couple of subs for UNCW. Victoria Hankova will check in, a sophomore from Slovakia, along with Ali Planko, a rookie out of Atlanta.
The Blue Devil goal was scored.
Now, UNCW with the free kick opportunity here. 2-0 lead for Duke. Under 13 minutes to go in this opening half on a gorgeous night here in Durham. Now for Lynch. Through the middle. Onto the wing. Here it comes for Oliaro. Service in, spinning around. It was loose there right at the top of the 6-yard box, and the Blue Devils unable to make a move, and now UNCW tries to get possession. That one a bit too strong and a tough one to handle for the Seahawks. And Caleb Burris. And another one for Duke. A shot from distance. And a 3-0 Blue Devil lead. Devin Lynch, the junior, for the third of the first half for Duke.
You know what that means, fans? It's enough time for another mini ball call.
Another one for the Blue Devils. This game was scoreless for much of this opening half. Raider getting the party started for Duke with about 15.5 minutes to go in the first half with that penalty kick goal. And for the Blue Devils now 3 goals in the span of almost 4 minutes. A little less than 4 minutes for the Blue Devils. As Lynch gets her first of the campaign. And the Blue Devils very quickly getting back on the board again. About a minute and 20 seconds between goals there as the Blue Devils now adding to their lead and looking to start this 5-game home standoff with their second victory of the year.
Subs that entered the game for the Blue Devils, number 5, Phoebe Goldthwait, and number 10, Mary Long.
Phoebe Goldthwait into the game for Duke, along with Mary Long. Goldthwait, the sophomore, Long, the rookie. So Coach Church going a little bit deeper into his bench here in the first half, and can do that with that 3-0 lead. Nobody home there in the middle as we tick down toward the final 10 minutes here of this first half.
The third Blue Devil goal was scored by number 6, Devin Lynch, with the assist from number 7, Cameron Roller.
And you heard Roller got the assist there on that Lynch goal a moment ago. A goal and an assist in the first half for Roller. Been very productive for the Blue Devils here thus far. And the offside flag goes up again.
Entering the game for UNCW, number 20, Amelia Forster.
Amelia Forster is into the game. Another quick turnover by the Seahawks, and UNCW at this point just trying to get to the intermission, down by 3 and regroup. Chipped ahead, Hobbs off her line, loose in front of the box, and Hobbs comes away with it. Seahawk fans wanted an infraction there against the Blue Devils. Did not get it. Be interesting to look at the box score at halftime just to see how much of this first half was played in Duke's attacking third. Have to think a majority of it was played on this side of the field here in the first half. And a 3-0 Duke lead, a 14-1 advantage for the Blue Devils in shots, a 5-0 advantage in shots on goal. Beating the double team, speeding through. Turning, flicking. Oh, and what a save by Hobbs. Just getting a palm on that one. That was nearly the 4th goal of the first half for Duke. And Hobbs able to make a very nice save. But the Blue Devils will get their 3rd corner kick of the first half. B-Bar will have the honor. B-Bar sends it in. It was Roller trying to shake free. Seahawks have it. As UNCW trying to get it into their attacking third. They do push it on ahead. Parker making a run, but can't corral it, and it's been a frustrating half for Parker and the Seahawks. Parker, who had the only little, we'll not even call it a half chance, maybe a quarter of a chance. A shot that hit the near post against Freeman earlier, but Freeman never really threatened and has not been so far in the first half. Kept alive nicely by Lynch, who's had a big first half for Duke. Put a big boot into that one. Missed the target, and a goal kick coming for Hobbs. UNCW down 3-0 here. They'll have to claw from behind to try to avoid dropping back-to-back contests. Lost last time out 2-0 at Old Dominion. Talking with Coach Neal, said, you know, they really had kind of that brain fog, he called it, against Old Dominion. Perhaps part of it was with the first day, first week of classes. Taking on a Blue Devil program, opening up the home portion of their slate here tonight that has come out early in the first half with 3 goals. And looking for a 4th here in the waning moments. Lynch steps through. She's come off the bench and been very productive for Duke, as has Cameron Roller, who started for the Blue Devils tonight. Goldthwaite to the middle. B-Bar, top of the box, turning. Lost it, did the Blue Devils. B-Bar keeps it, creates some space, leaves one off, looking for Goldthwaite. Entry into the box, and the header goes begging. Dangerous there. But another corner kick for B-Bar and the Blue Devils. Their fourth of this opening half.
Corner kick for the Blue Devils. Number 18, Hannah B-Bar.
Duke only had, I say only, they had 6 corner kicks over the first 2 matches of the season and already 4 in the first half here tonight. B-Bar puts it in play, hits the top of the net, and the Blue Devils able to keep it here. Bailey Brewster with it. Back this way for B-Bar. Entry in. That one goes through, and then Rader will track it down in the far corner for Duke. Less than 4.5 to go in this opening half. Rader sends one in, and that one might have gotten over that touchline, and I believe it did. So a goal kick coming here as Rader could not keep it in play. Loose in the midfield. Dangerous there. Nice play by the Seahawks. Now Brewster will settle. Duke still has plenty of time for another push here in the final 3.5 of the half. Entry in. Turned away nicely there by Forrester. Duke gets it right back. Rader had it hop off her foot. And another nice move by the Seahawks, just trying to prevent that 4th goal. Brewster accepts the turnover. Plays it this way. Goldthwaite. Oh, a nice drag there. And a bit of a stinger there, it looked like, for Long. Trying to walk that one off. Rader dancing through defenders. B-Bar. With under 3 minutes to go in the half. Groff. B-Bar in the middle. Feels the pressure. Taken away nicely by the Seahawks. But the Blue Devils quickly winning it back. Once the Blue Devils have turned it over tonight, they've won it, it feels like immediately most times. Certainly has aided the cause here, and it kept the ball in that attacking third for Duke. Goldthwaite now for the Blue Devils. Goldthwaite driving in, feathers one in front. Nobody there. B-Bar spinning. Parker out to defend. And then the Seahawks marking nicely there, create the turnover. They make a push. 2 minutes to go in the half. It's one of the few times tonight the Seahawks trying to set something up. That's a good ball through. Here's Burrows with it into the 18-yard box. Now Burris looking for an angle, but another nice defensive play by Duke. Seahawks, though, will be awarded their first corner kick of the night with 100 seconds to go in this first half.
Corner kick being taken by UNCW, number 5, Kayla Burrows.
Kayla Burrows, the preseason honorable mention all-conference selection. Second team all-CAA a year ago. Goes to the near post, hits it short and then bobbled, but Freeman corrals it. And Duke probably in no real hurry here with 70 seconds to go in the first half. 3-0 Duke lead
1 minute.
with a minute to go. And you see the Blue Devils here just content to take this one to the locker room with a 3-0 lead. The Blue Devils scoring not early, but they scored in a flurry in the first half. Duke with their first goal with about 15.5 minutes to go in the first half. A penalty kick goal from Kat Rader, her first of the season. Then Cameron Roller got her goal, and Devin Lynch responded about a minute and 20 seconds later with the third goal of the first half for Duke. And now with under half a minute to go until the break, the Blue Devils just playing this one out. And we'll head to the locker room and regroup, leading by 3 here at intermission.
10,
Rader
9,
plays it ahead, 7 seconds to go in the half.
5,
Comes back out to Rader, now Groff, and that will be the end of the first half. 45 minutes in the books here at Koskinen Stadium in the home opener for the Duke Blue Devils. And at the break, it is Duke 3, UNCW nothing. Stay with us. We'll have the second
The ACC isn't just a conference, it's a way of life, where every victory is earned, and every achievement forges a legacy. Together, we will show the world what we're made of, and define greatness for generations to come. We are the ACC, accomplished greatness.
Season tickets for the 2024 season are on sale now. To secure your ticket to Koskinen this season and gain access to exclusive season ticket holder offering, purchase your tickets before the end of the game by visiting goduke.com/WSoccerTix. Duke Women's Soccer extends a warm welcome to the Koski kids in attendance today. Mark your calendars for September 27th and October 6th for the next games in the Koski Kids Youth Series. Kids wearing youth team jerseys get in at a discounted rate with promo code KOSKI, and both games will feature post-game autographs. For more information, stop by the marketing table.
Being a woman in sport means being a role model for the younger generations and inspiring them. I think you're setting an example for everyone who comes after you, and you're looking up to everyone who came before you. It means a lot knowing that you're able to carry that with you and further the game every step of the game.
From playing sports, I have gained some of my best friends in the world, and I also think I've learned a lot of good lessons in life, like perseverance and how to always keep my head up and keep moving forward.
Confidence and community, but also finding something that I truly love to do every day.
I'm going to ask you, a young girl who's interested in sport, is that you always need to love what you're doing and have such a passion for it.
I think just do it, like get yourself feet first in the door, keep pushing.
Just go out there, be your best, do your best, and you'll have a great time.
Your Duke women's soccer team will be back in action right here in Koskinen Stadium when they host Tennessee this Sunday, September 1st. Kickoff is set for 7 p.m. Single game tickets are on sale now. To purchase tickets, visit goduke.com/WSoccerTix.
Back at Koskinen Stadium in Durham, where the Blue Devils up to a 3-0 lead to the first half of play. It was a 0-0 game until Kat Rader broke the scoring open for the Blue Devils, scoring a penalty kick goal with about 15.5 minutes to go in that opening half. And then following almost exactly 2 minutes later, Cameron Roller got on the board to make it 2-0 Duke. And then about a minute and 20 seconds after that, another goal from Devin Lynch to make it a 3-0 Duke lead. An interesting note, Blue Devils have now scored 6 goals on the season, and of the 6 goals Duke has scored this year, 5 of them have been scored by Blue Devils scoring their first goal in a Duke uniform. The only person who has scored before in a Duke uniform, Kat Rader, who got her first of the season to get the scoring started tonight. Duke gets the opening touch here in half number 2, trying to put away this 3-0 victory. And perhaps more should the Blue Devils be able to get some offense going. It would be Duke's second consecutive win after they beat Nebraska last time out. Great to have you with us from Koskinen Stadium tonight. Chris Edwards and the rest of our ACC Network Extra crew, thanks for spending part of your Thursday night with us. UNCW didn't get a whole lot of opportunities in their attacking third in that first half, as the Blue Devils had much of the possession. Duke out shooting UNCW 16-5 in that first half. And according to the stats, had possession for 71% of the time in that first half of play. And Duke quickly into the attacking third here. Turned over. Played through the middle. Parker tried to touch one away, but Duke did a nice job stepping in front of it as it comes out to the wide part of the field. Blue Devils will keep it. And another foul here against UNCW. Blue Devils will have the free kick opportunity. Kat Rader coming over to take it. Our referee getting everybody set. Rader, service in, making the run, and it's just wide. It's Roller who had the foot on it there, couldn't drive it past the keeper. Hobbs, who in the first half was tested 16 shots by the Blue Devils, 5 of them on goal. A couple of saves for Morgan Hobbs that allow those 3 goals. Now, UNCW, after surviving that first initial chance by the Blue Devils here in this second half. Back to the Seahawks. And that one went over the touchline. Back to Duke. UNCW just can't get any momentum going here, it seems like, in this contest. Really only a couple of half chances for the Seahawks. They get credit with 1 shot in the first half, but it was not on goal. Now Rader, trying to go top shelf and missed. Another great look at it for the Blue Devils, but a little bit too much on it. Hobbs goes short here. Duke continuing the pressure defensively. Tried to get that one on ahead for Burris, who made that charge late in the first half. Burrows started all 17 games for UNCW last year. Mentioned a second-team all-conference selection. Second straight year she was picked as a second-team all-CAA player. But Gear reverses it. Chico on ahead. Tracking it down in the corner. Here's a drive, punched away, and then goes over the crossbar. And the Blue Devils with a corner kick chance will be their 5th already tonight, their first of the second half.
Corner kick being taken by Duke's number 18, Hannah Bebar.
Bebar will have the honor, as she has all night long. Bebar. Short. Comes back for Chico. Leaves it for Bebar. Bebar crossing into the box. Leaves one in front, and it's touched home for Duke.
And as it goes, Blue Devils.
Maggie Graham with her first of the year. A 4-0 Duke lead.
All right, man, this time to look up. It's time for another mini ball toss.
Just over 4.5 minutes into this second half. It is Graham who got the feed and puts it home. Graham, who started 16 games last year, had a game-winning goal against UNCG. Puts that one home. Assisted by Bebar and Chico. So Chico with her 2nd assist of the season. Bebar will get another assist for the Blue Devils. She's had a couple of those tonight. It's turned out to be a beautiful evening after a very warm and muggy day here in the Bull City. The Blue Devils have continued to be red hot offensively, scoring 4 times tonight. And perhaps looking for more, as Raider couldn't corral that one. Amelia Forster stepping through, making the nice play. Here it comes for Haas. Now back for Katie Groff. Duke just trying to patiently build the attack here. Raider with some space. Plays it ahead. Here's Walters. That one goes wide. Walters, the Santa Clara transfer. 37 matches, 29 starts. Trained with the U.S. U20 national team. Second team all West Coast Conference selection. Parker looking for an angle. Oh, what a save by Freeman. Tested for the first time tonight. Leah Freeman comes up with the save and keeps the shutout intact. That was the first quality look for the Seahawks tonight. And it really started with that great effort by Parker, who has certainly been a catalyst for the Seahawks, trying to get something going moving forward, but has had a tough time getting any of her teammates to help. The Blue Devils have been so good defensively this evening. And they've also found the niche offensively, looking for Walters there, headed around. Walters trying to stay on side, keeps it. Off of her line there was Hobbs. Now Hobbs still out really in no man's land. It was deflected by UNCW, and Hobbs, who has played aggressive coming out of the box tonight. Foul here against UNCW will give Duke a great opportunity. Hobbs, who was aggressive there and nearly a bit too aggressive. Free kick chance for Raider here. Trying to give the Blue Devils their 5th goal of the contest. Raider goes short into the box. Flipped ahead, pinballed around. Seahawks trying to clear and ushering it out of harm's way, but the Blue Devils will maintain it. Groff judges and gets to it here for Duke. A little bit of hand fighting there and a foul against the Seahawks. And that is much to the chagrin there of Rachel Fry, who vociferously disagrees with the call. And a warning issued to both sides. It was Haas who was the Blue Devil involved there. Raider bends it into the box. Headed around. Punched with the header and high. Like it was Laguerre who got the header on it. And a whistle and a stoppage, and we might get a card here against the Blue Devils. Are we getting just a stern warning? It's just a warning, it appears, for Walters. Walters says okay, and we play on here. And there's a foul against the Blue Devils. Duke not called for hardly any fouls in the first half. Have been called for a couple here so far in half number 2. And a stoppage here for a Seahawk who's a little shaken up. And I believe that's Parker, who is down in the middle of the field here. The athletic trainer for UNCW will come out. Certainly hope it's nothing serious. Perhaps just a cramp on this muggy night here in Durham. So as they attend to Parker here, we will step aside for a moment and come back to Koskinen Stadium with more in just a moment. Nice hand for Parker as she comes off the field here with 11 minutes gone in this second half. Duke ahead 4-0. Parker, as you can see, walking off under her own power, which is certainly a nice sign to see. Hopefully it's just some sort of cramp here. Perhaps just had the breath knocked out of her. Ava Vaughn, the rookie from nearby High Point, North Carolina, will sub in. Vaughn was a three-sport athlete at High Point Central, where she also played basketball and ran track. Second team all-conference with the North Carolina Fusion a couple of times in 2021 and 2023. Comes from a soccer family. Her dad played at Wofford, and Freeman out of the box, punches that one away. Freeman shaken up. A Seahawk is down. And boy, a lot to unpack here. Freeman sitting up now for the Blue Devils on that big collision. And both athletic trainers will make their way out here. It is Vaughn, who just subbed into the game, who is down, and a couple of Blue Devils are over to make sure Vaughn is okay. Now they're going to check on their teammate Leah Freeman. And we will, again, step aside with both sides tending to some of their personnel here. 4-0 Duke, 33:50 to go in the second half from Koskinen Stadium when you come back.
Review on the field.
Back here at Koskinen Stadium, both players that were injured, Leah Freeman for Duke and Ava Vaughn for UNCW, both off the field. Freeman walking off a little bit better than Vaughn, who's having to be helped off the field here and heading toward the UNCW bench area. Parker is back in, by the way. Caroline Dysart, by the way, is now in goal for Duke. Dysart, the rookie out of Scottsdale, Arizona, the number 5 keeper in the class of 2024, according to Top Drawer Soccer. Second team All-League in basketball as a sophomore. 4-year basketball player as well in high school. And with the Blue Devils up 4-0, we get back to action here after that lengthy injury timeout. Little stay with UNCW here. Certainly hope that Vaughn is okay. She's getting some attention there on the bench area. Nice to see Parker back in after she was attended to earlier in the half. So the Blue Devils, who lead by 4, it was a 3-0 Duke lead at the break. And then Duke getting on the board here nearly 5 minutes into the game as Dysart makes the easy play there. It's a nice hand from the patrons here in Durham. Blue Devils scoring their 4th goal earlier this half, nearly exactly 5 minutes into the first or second half when Maggie Graham with her first of the year. Bit of a miss hit there, feathered ahead nicely by Haas. And then Duke keeping it, trying for a bit of a transition. Walters plays it ahead, and Hobbs out to grab it. Hobbs again, sort of dangerous play there. Played ahead. Blue Devils looking for some numbers here. Instead, they'll wait it back and try to build the attack. Already leading by 4. Rader. Oh, too much pace on that pass. A turnover. Duke gets it right back. Rader spinning. Little 2-man game there for the Blue Devils. Rader out to the wide side. Attacking. Oh, good move. Now trying to get one to the middle and nobody home. It'll be a corner kick for the Blue Devils.
Corner kick for the Blue Devils being taken by number 18, Hannah Bebar.
Hannah Bebar will take the corner. It is the 7th corner kick for the Blue Devils tonight. Pardon me, their 6th corner kick. Matches their total for every game this year just tonight. Rader turns into the box for a moment. Back for Haas. Now Rader couldn't corral it, back to UNCW. Looks like the Blue Devils will get a quartet of subs in here. Kelly Wilson will check in for the first time. Sonacheva back in for a second time tonight. Bailey Brewster is in for Duke. I believe Devin Lynch has entered. She has.
Julia Sonacheva and number 20, Kelly Wilson.
Wilson, the senior out of Manhattan Beach, California. One of the captains for this Blue Devil club this year. There's Nikki Chico with it. Long ball on ahead. Can Duke track it down? They cannot. what is to this point been a pretty dominant effort by the Blue Devils. A 22-2 edge for Duke in terms of shots, a 6-1 lead in shots on goal, and a 4-0 advantage here for the Blue Devils in their home opener. Another stern test awaiting the Blue Devils, though, coming up here on Sunday. When they take on Tennessee. And the Blue Devils have been able to go a little deeper into their bench tonight, getting those 3 first-half goals. Some players getting tangled up there. We just play on. Advantage called by the referee. And a drive goes high and wide of the net. Turned over. Off the foot of Walters. It was Sonacheva trying to track it down for Duke. And UNCW trying to get something into their attacking third here. Possession will stay with the Seahawks, and they will get a throw in. And another quick turnover. Duke trying to capitalize here and get it out of their defensive area. Seahawks have had just one big chance and a great save by Freeman before she came out after that collision a little bit earlier this half. Dysart is in there now for the Blue Devils and made the easy play on one that was just punched up to her, almost like a chip. Fielded it with a basket catch and ushered it aside. Brewster just gets it out of the way. Duke can reset here on the throw in by the Seahawks. Back to the Blue Devil keeper there, Dysart, the rookie out of Arizona. On ahead it comes. Oh, nice move there by Sonacheva. Duke keeps the possession, looking for a 5th goal perhaps. Now for Haas. Haas plays one in, gets it right back. And on that touch line, it is out off of the Seahawks, I believe. No, they say it will be a goal kick in favor of UNCW. A little tight there, kind of close. But a goal kick for the Seahawks nonetheless here as we approach the final 25 minutes from Koskinen Stadium. Home opener for the Duke Blue Devils tonight after a 1-1 start on the road. Duke took advantage with 3 first-half goals, all really within about a 4-minute span. And then Duke got another goal about 5 minutes into this second half for what is now the 4-0 lead. Trying to get it to Laguerre there. Haas now looking to get it back, and a foul against the Blue Devils. Good work there by Amelia Forrester, who played 15 games with the Seahawks last year. 8 starts. Did go the full 91 time. She's, I'm imagining, have a lot of family and friends here. attended Roseville High School, about 30 minutes away from Koskinen Stadium. Here come the Seahawks the other way. Rachel Fry lost it. And a foul against UNCW was Forrester, who committed the infraction. Brewster might have misplayed that one a little bit. Didn't get quite enough weight on it, but Duke able to corral it anyway. Here's Chico or Laguerre with it for the Blue Devils. Now for Haas. Haas dribbling nicely. Plays it in front. Oh, good defensive play by the Seahawks, but the Blue Devils right there to keep it. Knocked down. It'll stay with the Blue Devils and another corner kick. Their 7th of the night.
Corner kick by the Blue Devils taken by number 6, Devin Lynch.
Lynch puts it in. Oh, a couple players go down there, but no harm, no foul. Walters settles. Now it comes back for Brewster. This way for Wilson. Dragging, turning. Oh, deflected again. Duke trying to have a shot from distance there. We'll try another one from long range, and that one really didn't threaten the net there for the Blue Devils. Laguerre. Oh, and then Lynch tried to flick one on, but Haas had already started to make a run. Blue Devils do recover, though, as it comes all the way back now for Brewster. Puts it in gear, and here comes Duke now, leading by 4 as we approach the final 21 minutes of this second half. What has been a game that even before the Duke scored, Blue Devils scored those 3 goals very quickly in the first half, but they had several chances in the opening 45 minutes and just couldn't get anything past Hobbs, who did a great job and has done a great job for UNCW tonight. Just was tested fiercely by Duke in the contest this evening. There's so many weapons for Duke, and that's been on display tonight. We're talking about some of those returners for Duke. You know, we mentioned it in the first half, if you were with this, with Duke returning 10 starters and 17 letter winners from last year. As that one out into the parking lot of Whitford Drive. And there's been a key trio for Duke of Nikki Chico, Katie Groff, and Maggie Graham. They announced last spring they were going to come back. Chico attending the Fuqua School of Business and the MMS program. Graham getting a Master of Public Policy, and Groff in the Continuing Education Studies. Corner kick here for Duke will be their 8th of the night. And just tall. And that trio has combined to play over 12,000 minutes for the Blue Devils in their careers, appeared in over 200 matches, making combined 129 starts And maybe one for Walters here in amongst some traffic. And Hobbs out to play, and Walters goes down. Hobbs a little shaken up, and it'll be Walters, who appears to be okay as well. Also, they combined to score 15 goals, 16 assists, and 46 points. That is coming into tonight, but more numbers on the horizon for that trio, especially after the goal here earlier by Maggie Graham. It's her 9th career goal tonight for Graham, that first and only goal to this point in the second half. She's now scored at least 1 goal in each of her 5 seasons at Duke, becoming just the 3rd Blue Devil to register at least 1 goal in their 5 seasons, and joining the likes of Tess Bodie and Mackenzie Pluck. So some pretty good company there for Graham. Had the 1 goal last year against UNCG, the game-winning tally for the Blue Devils. And just, as we mentioned, so many weapons, so many ways the Blue Devils can score, and it's really began with the defense for Duke tonight, and now the defense perhaps leading to another chance for the Blue Devils. In, through the middle. Oh, another great save by Hobbs. A great chance there for Haas right there in front of the goal, but a kick save and a beauty there for Morgan Hobbs. It'll stay with Duke. And subs here for the Blue Devils. Mary Long back in. Mia Menestrella. And Sophia Recupero is in, or all in for the Blue Devils. Recupero making her debut tonight in this match at home. Already has a goal for the Blue Devils this year. Recupero invited to the U.S. U16 Youth National Training Camp. Number 6 player in New England, according to Top Drawer Soccer. Making a nice run there, Menestrella. Blue Devils couldn't get it to her. They'll recycle. Short hop fielded nicely there by Hobbs, and will smother it. And another great opportunity there for Duke, but a good job by Hobbs of walling off any would-be threat. Haven't really talked about it a whole lot, but this is a UNCW team that is very involved in their community. I was talking with head coach Chris Neal prior to the match, and they have done a phenomenal job working with a local organization there in the Wilmington area, working with an organization called Surfers Healing. It's the 6th consecutive year they have volunteered with that organization. Players taking shifts, supporting the charity surf organization for children with autism. They set up and break down the beach day while interacting and serving with hundreds of other volunteers, surfers, and community members throughout the day, and got a little more perspective on it from Coach Neal when we talked 50 ball, but Bailey Brewster with a tremendous defensive play there and ends up drawing the foul, and you can see the frustration setting in for Parker here. This was a nothing game until about 15.5 minutes to go in the first half when Duke got on the board. A penalty kick goal from Kat Rader, her first of the team, or first of the season. Cameron Roller then a couple moments later before Devin Lynch made it 3-0 about 80 seconds later. And Duke 1 goal in the second half. That was from Maggie Graham, her 9th career goal. Now her season high in terms of goals, 4 in 2022. but scoring her first here in the third game of the year for the Blue Devils. And another throw in here for UNCW. More subs in for UNCW.
Number 3, Ainsley Knorr.
Ainsley Knorr will check in. Cameron Keene and Nicole Poole are all in for the Seahawks. Keene and Poole both juniors. Knorr, the senior. Knorr from Wilmington, North Carolina. Poole from Mooresville.
Nicole Poole and number 35, Alex Sumas.
Alex Sumas also in for the Seahawks as well. The junior from Waxhaw, North Carolina.
Number 25, Madison Foxhoven.
Madison Foxhoven will check in for Duke, the sophomore. So both sides going pretty deep, and this is something for both squads that will pay dividends later in the year. Of course, for Duke, just their third game of the season, and Coach Church able to get a lot of his players into the game. He gives some players some key rest, especially with that tough test against Tennessee coming up here on Sunday. Turning here for the Blue Devils is Recupero and wins the corner for Duke. The 9th of the match for the Blue Devils.
Corner kick being taken by the Blue Devils. Number 6, Devin Lynch.
Devin Lynch will have the honor here for Duke. Only 2 shots, 1 shot on goal, and it was a great save by Freeman, who had to leave the game after playing just over 56 minutes of the contest. That collision, hopefully she is okay. Certainly hope that the UNCW player, Ava Vaughn, who had just checked in moments before that, is all right as well. More subs here.
Number 27, Brooke Spaden, and coming into goal for UNCW.
Kitty Pope, the redshirt freshman from Manchester, England, will come in to play goal. Brooke Spaden, the rookie from Delmarva, Maryland, will enter the contest as well. So the night is over for Morgan Hobbs. 4 goals allowed, 3 saves. But she made some really good plays in goal for UNCW tonight, and now Pope is in. She did not see any action for the Seahawks last year, but was an all-region player, playing club for NCFC. A .50 goal against average and over 40 saves. And now can the Blue Devils find a way to get on the board again? Out comes Pope to make the play on it. And under 10 minutes to go. This one all in favor of the Blue Devils here so far this evening. Looks like Duke might get another keeper into the contest here. Pushing ahead. UNCW had a momentary chance there, but another nice save made. As Dysart makes the play. Looks like Duke is going to get their 3rd keeper of the game into the contest. Bianca Dominguez, the sophomore out of Hercules, California. For the final 9 minutes of this one. Dysart now ahead for Brewster. For Lynch now. Playing it aside, and just a complete effort for the Blue Devils so far this evening. There'll certainly be things that Robbie Church and his staff will take away as they watch film and train to prepare for their game against Tennessee. And for UNCW, this is a very good learning lesson for the Seahawks. As Duke maybe with another opportunity here. Menestrella had it knocked away. Recovers. And it comes back out now with as we approach 8 minutes to go. This is the only ACC team that UNCW will face this year. As a matter of fact, this is the only power conference team the Seahawks will have on their schedule. They'll head home for a couple of contests after this matchup today before they begin conference play in the middle of September against Campbell. A UNCW team that was picked to finish 8th in the preseason in the Coastal Athletic Association. Monmouth was the preseason pick to win the league, by the way. A UNCW team that's trying to exceed some of those expectations, coming off a 5-win campaign a year ago. This is a team and a program that's just a couple years removed back in 2021 from winning 11 games. They went 11-4-1, so trying to get back to that sort of type season. They had a nice start, 2-1-1, but have run into a Duke team that in their home opener tonight was certainly up for the task. Scoring 3 first-half goals within a 4-minute span, and one here in half number 2. And that one just tall. Another good look at it there by the Seahawks. But now the sub comes in for Duke. Dominguez in for the Blue Devils.
Coming in for the goalkeeper for the Duke Blue Devils, number 26, Bianca Dominguez.
So Dominguez in, the third keeper used by Robbie Church's group tonight. Dominguez did not see any action last year coming off injury. Played for the San Francisco Glens in the USLW League last summer. So in her first career action here tonight against UNCW, and will have a chance to close out the contest for the final 6+ minutes. Good ball ahead. Blue Devils have an opportunity here. Ooh, that was a dangerous play in the box. Everyone seems to be okay as Pope comes over to play it and perhaps looked worse than it actually was. And it looks like the Blue Devils will start to salt this one away now that they haven't already had a big lead, and the Blue Devils are just trying to play the final 5+ minutes here and get out of it, make sure everybody is healthy. And for the defense, trying to pitch another clean sheet. Would be their second consecutive clean sheet for the Blue Devils, and Freeman would get some of that, a lot of that credit. Freeman, who started for the Blue Devils, 3rd team All-ACC a year ago, came out after that earlier collision. Robbie Church still coaching his team up hard here with the game in hand for the Blue Devils. And Duke just 4.5 minutes away from what will be the 250th all-time home win for Duke women's soccer. And would be their 12th win in the month of August over the last 4 years. You talk about getting off to a quality start. Duke has done that in the month of August. And the calendar will flip to September, and the competition will certainly ratchet up for the Blue Devils with Tennessee here on Sunday, then North Carolina for a non-conference game. Duke also has East Tennessee State and Missouri in this 5-game homestand before they hit the road at Clemson for the ACC opener And then a challenging conference slate continues to lie ahead, including a home date with Southern Methodist out through the middle. SMU, one of the 3 new additions to the ACC, joining Stanford and Cal, who make their debuts in the conference. Blue Devils will have to go to Stanford and Cal this year, so we'll spend some time out on the West Coast for a couple of conference games. Headed in front. Oh, and just wide on that near post. Was tipped a bit, though, by the keeper Pope, so the Blue Devils will have another chance at it here. Their 10th corner kick of the night.
Number 6, Devin Lynch.
Lynch has the honors. Lynch in front, and it was Goldthwait who had an initial chance at it. Ushered aside, and UNCW gets it back here with about 2.5 minutes to go in this one. Duke has outshot UNCW tonight 28-4, including a 7-2 edge in shots on goal, and now 10, make it 11 corners now for the Blue Devils. They had 6 corners in each of the first 2 matches combined, and the Blue Devils with 11 here tonight against the Seahawks. With 80 seconds to go in this one. Lynch. Service in. Back post, headed once by Long, and then saving it and stopping play is Pope with 70 seconds left.
One minute remaining in regulation.
So a lot of lessons for UNCW to take away from this one. The Blue Devils will certainly use this as a opportunity to get a lot of folks in, as they have tonight. Really, both sides have done that, so a growth night for everyone. And Duke will come away with a win in their home opener. And now we'll move to 2-1 on the campaign. Blue Devils maybe looking for one more, but it'll be Pope who will grab it and will halt things, and not in any really big hurry here with less than half a minute to go. And this one, and a first half to put the game away for the Blue Devils. 3 early goals, and it is Duke who will come away with the win here tonight. UNCW will drop their 2nd consecutive game. They dropped to 2-1. The Blue Devils now 2-1-0 on the season. And as the seconds tick off, it's the 250th program win at home for the Duke Blue Devils. A sterling effort in the home debut for Robbie Church's club on this Thursday night. It's the Blue Devils who pitched the shutout for the 2nd consecutive game. It is Duke 4, UNCW nothing. Thanks so much for joining us tonight on ACC Network Extra.